Hello, in this video we're discussing Edwin Romine, federal number 49679177. Edwin is one among many from the Northern District of Texas that we have talked to that was struggling with addiction, that was pulled into a conspiracy that labeled him a big-time drug dealer, although there was never any money confiscated or any seizures as far as property. The things just don't coincide. As you hear from him, we pray that you would be moved enough to take action. In the description of the video, there is a change.org petition asking for a reduction in his time. We just want to thank everybody for getting involved. If you are looking for other ways to get involved or help people that are incarcerated, or if you have a loved one that is incarcerated yourself, please go to inmateoptions.com. If you want to become a pen pal with an inmate, go to penpalwithinmates.com. I just want to thank everybody again for subscribing, sharing the videos, and getting involved in these situations. God bless.
You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Edwin Romine,
an inmate at a federal prison. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept, dial 5 now. If you wish to block anything.
Okay, I just want to let you know that we are recording this for your interview. If I could just get a little background information from you, if you could give me your full name.
Edwin Romine,
And your register number.
496-79177.
And your mailing address.
Federal Correctional Complex, Medium, P.O. Box 3000, Forest City, Arkansas 72336.
And when you bring yourself back to being a younger person, could you tell me about what kind of dreams or goals, aspirations did you have when you were young?
As growing up, I always wanted to be a fireman. I always admired firemen, for the work that they did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as you look at your life going forward, where do you feel like things started to go wrong for you?
Things started to go wrong for me. I started using drugs at a very early age. I became a drug addict and just ended up around the wrong crowd of people. And it just basically threw my life off track.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 13 years old when I first was introduced to drugs.
Wow. Wow. And was that by a friend or a family member?
Just acquaintances, friends, like in school, grade school, just smoking marijuana and stuff. That's where it started. I believe it. Marijuana was my gateway drug.
So moving from there, when it comes to this indictment, can you tell me how you got involved and what was your role in this indictment?
In my role in the indictment, they said that I was selling drugs, but I've never sold drugs in my life. I was a drug addict. I've never, any time in my life, I've never sold any drugs. I've always purchased drugs to use.
And go ahead.
But they have me in the indictment as I was selling drugs, but obviously it's all ghost dope.
Right. So how did you get involved in the indictment itself? Did somebody say that you were selling drugs? Was there some sort of police investigation? How did you get brought into this?
I got brought into this because some other criminal's testimony obviously got me pulled into a conspiracy. And then that's all basically that's it.
So somebody was already in trouble, and then they mentioned your name as being somebody that was involved with it, and there was no other evidence outside of that, and then you were brought into the conspiracy.
Absolutely. No evidence at all. No actual drugs, no banking accounts, no property seized of any kind. Just some other criminal's testimony involving me in this.
Wow. So as you're going through the court process and you get indicted, was there ever a conversation about how much time you were facing or what was going to be the result of your situation?
From the moment that I was in federal custody, my attorney advised me. He said your sentence is 5 to 40 for 50 grams. The charge is 50 grams or more. And but as of right now, you're a armed career criminal, and they're starting at 30 years.
Wow.
And he said if you choose to go to trial, they'll give you a life sentence. He said because the Department of Justice does not lose. So he advised me, as my counsel, he said it's in my best interest, regardless if I'm guilty or not, to take a guilty plea and just get something that I can do.
Wow. So, did you have a discussion with your family about this, and what was their advice to you?
And I discussed it with my family, and my family, they were really kind of, flabbergasted is the word I'm going to use, because it was, how do you say that you're being convicted for 20 years of your life for another criminal's testimony solemnly, no actual evidence of any kind? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
They really don't, they're still in shock to this day, and it's been 6 years.
That's terrible. Could you bring us to sentencing? Who was there? What was it like? And what happened? If you had people there, what was their reaction to the sentence, and how did you deal with it?
Man, my attorney had already came back with my PSI and told me basically what I was looking at. He said that he was going to ask for a lower number, but he said he couldn't guarantee it. And so I was already kind of, knowing what to expect when I went into the courtroom. But going into the courtroom and seeing my family there, and seeing other people in front of me getting 30 and 40 years, with my mind still being wrapped around that I'm being convicted on ghost drugs to begin with, man, I was really in shock. And then the judge giving me 20 years myself, it was, still today, man, I wake up in the prison cell wondering how am I here, in the United States of America. It's like I'm in a third world country being held against my will.
That's crazy. So as he says the sentence, did he say anything before then to give you any type of hope that this was going to be better, or was it just a bad situation from the beginning?
Are you talking about my attorney?
Your judge.
Oh, my judge. Well, I'll tell you, man. My judge, my attorney told me that my judge, O'Connor was my judge. That he said he's a pretty good judge, unless I choose to go to trial and fight these charges against me. He said once you do that, then he's a completely different person. So, with that being said, why should I be in fear for my life when I choose to go and fight for my rights?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely, you're right. So was there anything that he said that gave you some type of hope? And then what did he sentence you to in the end? And how did you take it, and how did your family take it?
Well, he gave me 235 months. And I had already been incarcerated for 15 months in state prison, but he gave me that back time towards my 235 months and adjusted my sentence to 220. But man, I can't even start to explain to you. How do you feel? You're fixing to spend 20 years of your life in a prison cell, like I said, for an allegation. They have nothing, no type of phone records. I've never had a controlled buy. Nothing. Only thing I have is ghost drugs, gun enhancements that another criminal put on me. I really don't know what to say.
So there was never a gun that was confiscated either.
Never. There is nothing in my case. I've never had any type of actual evidence at all. Drugs, guns, anything.
So
it's all ghost.
The individual. How many individuals testified to the fact that you were involved in this situation, or had guns, or anything at all that gave you enhancements or a larger sentence?
Well, there's like 4 or 5 people that proffered on me, but I signed a guilty plea like my counsel advised to me, and so I never went to trial. So then people never had a chance to have to get up there on the stand and testify against me. But there's like 5 people that proffered on me, went in there and said that they witnessed me selling drugs or with guns or anything.
Did you know all those people?
No, I didn't even know all them people at all. I want to say I probably knew one person that proffered against me. So, but they had us in the jail facility, and they were letting people write freely to the women back and forth. So people were just in the jail holdovers, hearing other people's names, and they were just conspiring with each other to go down there and proffer using the people. You know what I mean? Never ever meeting an individual, just 2 people getting together, going, "Hey, we know this person." They just had a big man. It was crazy.
We've been told that before by other individuals out of the Northern District of Texas that there was the ability for people to have a discussion about somebody's name get mentioned, a certain amount of drugs, a weapon, and then regardless of them knowing each other or having any type of proof of knowing each other, it was taken as to be facts, and then people were given these enhancements and then threatened with life sentences and more enhancements if they argued about the validity of these statements. So I definitely can understand the despair that must be associated with being in that situation. That's awful.
Yes, but like I said, I never one time when the federal marshals came and got me, I never once spoke to any marshals, any type of detectives or anything, and with that being said, it made them mad that I didn't want to cooperate and try to proffer on anybody or anything like that. So that's what they threw the extra dope on me and the gun enhancements to like, okay, you don't want to play along with us, this is what we're going to do to you.
Yeah, that's terrible. What has it been like since sentencing? What have you been up to better yourself, and what has it been like for visitation and communication with your family?
Well, since I've been locked up in the 6 years right now, I've taken every opportunity to better my life. Any programs or anything that I've been able to take, I've taken them. I've been enrolled in the Unicorn work program right now for almost 3 years, where we build office furniture for government agencies. And I just, every day I just try to do something to better myself.
That's good. That's really good. And what about communication and visitation with your family?
Well, communication, I try to talk to my family as much as I can, through the emails and phone. But, we're so far away. My family lives in Arizona right now, so it's hard for them to be able to come down here and see me or anything like that. So it's really, they're taking it pretty hard,
Yeah,
But
I can only imagine. So the purpose of this video is in the description of the video, there's a change.org petition asking for a reduction in your time. We also want to give you the opportunity to tell your story. Nobody knows who you are or why they should support you unless you tell them. So to all the people that we're asking to sign the petition, to get involved, to do whatever they can to bring awareness to your situation, what do you have to say to them about why they should get involved and what a second chance would mean to you?
Okay, in being given my turn to speak, I simply wish to address the fact of grave miscarriages of justice so freely given by the United States District Court, Northern District of Texas, and its agents, an artificial entity which has no eyes to see, ears to hear, nor mouth to speak, yet consistently inflicts fear, intimidation, and fraud by misrepresentation through its prosecuting attorneys, public defenders, and judges upon we the people. I was more or less bullied into accepting a 20-year plea agreement because I did not want to get life with no possibility of parole until deceased, a conviction that would not be hard to obtain in a charge so vague as conspiracy. If you are willing to cooperate or flat out lie for the DA, you can get certain amenities. If not, the DA stacks the deck against you with your alleged co-conspirators by allowing them to lie under oath in order to obtain a conviction. In the event that these same DAs, public defenders, and judges were held accountable for their unethical actions and misapplications of the law, the conviction rate would be much, much lower. As an individual who wasn't born into an upper class, I have had to battle bullies growing up, so it was hard to accept the fact that it was being done to me by public servants who are sworn to uphold the U.S. Constitution. I hope that my message will shine light upon the darkness of our so-called justice system, especially in the Northern District of Texas. If I'm blessed enough to receive a time cut, I'll be very grateful, and I'll take full advantage to be with my friends and family. Thank you, and God bless.
That's great. That's great. Well, we want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us about your situation. I understand that a lot of people in your situation would just throw up their hands and give up. It's good to know that you've continued to fight to do better and be better.
Yes, man. I greatly appreciate you and your agents doing whatever y'all are doing for us, Dennis. You know, taking the time to, let everybody get this stuff done, man. It means a lot. And I greatly appreciate you.
Again, we just want to thank everybody for getting involved, for subscribing to the channel, for sharing the videos, for helping people that don't directly affect you is absolutely amazing. So thank you all again for your support and your help. Please don't forget to sign the petition asking for a reduction in his time.